My castle's too small. The queen was mean to me.
Watch this carefully.
Meghan Markle has never been a member. I don't know if she's become a member now, but she had been working for Soho House since at least 2005.
The night Harry and Meghan had their blind date. According to Harry's memoir, he was nervous, half an hour late, completely unprepared. But Meghan, she had a table reserved in a private room at Soho House London. She knew the staff, kept luggage there for weeks.
And that ridiculous story about how they first met, the whole thing was a tissue of inaccuracies, to be polite.
The public story? A mutual friend set them up, a chance encounter, love at first sight. But sources say there was someone else involved. Someone who knew both Meghan and Harry. For years, a Soho House executive who introduced them, who was at their wedding, front row. And Harry's only now discovering how deep those connections went. This wasn't a blind date, sources claim. This was years in the making. This is the story of how Meghan's Soho House past changed everything.
She is a malignant narcissist who cannot get enough of herself while she simultaneously plays the victim.
What's up, GossipSlice fam? And if you think Harry and Meghan's love story was a random blind date that turned into a fairy tale, you're about to have your world rocked. The world saw a modern princess story. Girl meets prince. They fall in love. They break royal protocol. They live happily ever after. But here's what nobody told you. Meghan Markle's entire path to Prince Harry allegedly ran through one elite social network, Soho House. And the man who reportedly orchestrated all of it? Marcus Anderson, Soho House's global membership director and Meghan's closest confidant for years. Smash that like button, because what I'm about to expose connects her Soho House past, the suspicious blind date, wedding guests nobody questioned, and a lifestyle she allegedly couldn't afford. And if you don't subscribe before this video ends, you'll miss how this network allegedly still controls everything about their life today. This gets messy. Trust me. Let's break it down.
Meghan Markle only becomes prominent for Soho House, guys, after she starts being on Suits and she's introduced to Marcus Anderson. And then she gets more consistent and more prominent work, okay? Because then she could be in the presence of Marcus Anderson.
Okay, so here's where this investigation starts. Harry's at Frogmore Cottage going through old photos, pre-engagement stuff, when Meghan was just Rachel from Suits living in Toronto, and he keeps seeing it. A navy blue leather bag with a gold Soho House logo, at a yacht party in Ibiza, at a fashion event in New York, outside her Toronto apartment, at London restaurants. Same exact bag, over and over. Now, most people see that and think she really liked that bag, but Harry's been living in elite circles his whole life. He knows how these networks work. Soho House memberships cost thousands per year. Per location. Meghan had access to Toronto, London, New York, Los Angeles, and Ibiza locations. That's easily $15,000 to $20,000 annually just in membership fees. Before travel, before events, before the designer wardrobe she wore to those events. Harry's doing the math. Suits paid her about $50,000 per episode. Good money, but not join exclusive clubs across 5 continents while maintaining a luxury lifestyle money. So sources say he starts asking questions. How long were you a member? Who sponsored your memberships? How did you afford this? And reportedly, Meghan's answers were vague. Marcus helped me out. I had industry connections. It was just part of the social scene. But here's what Harry allegedly didn't know at the time, and it gets so much worse.
That she arrived in London, full career, single girl, wasn't interested. Of course, she'd been coming to London since 2013, hunting for a man to marry. She wanted an Englishman. She was on a man hunt.
Think about that for a second. Meghan wasn't just sipping champagne at Soho House events as a paying member. According to insiders, she did promotional work for Soho House in her early years. Not serving drinks or cleaning rooms, being the face at events, making strategic introductions, connecting the right people to the right people. Let me break down exactly what this means. Soho House isn't a gym or a country club. This is where CEOs meet supermodels, where tech billionaires meet European aristocracy, where Hollywood connects with Wall Street, where media moguls make deals over cocktails. And Meghan? Sources claim she was working the room at these events, fashion designers who could elevate her public image, media executives who could get her magazine covers, film producers who could advance her career, and yes, people with direct connections to British high society.
Which proves she was on a manhunt, not just for a famous Brit, not just for a British royal, but for Prince Harry himself.
The public narrative was struggling actress grinding on a cable TV show. The reality? She was allegedly building a calculated network at every Soho House event she attended. And the person reportedly giving her access to all of it? The man who controlled who got in and who got introduced to whom. Here's where it gets really telling. His name is Marcus Anderson. If you don't know who he is, pay attention because this man is key to understanding everything. Marcus Anderson was Soho House's global membership director, which sounds like a fancy hospitality job, but here's what that actually meant. He controlled who got memberships, who got access to exclusive events, who got introduced to whom at those events, who got invited into the inner circle. He was the gatekeeper to one of the most powerful social networks on the planet. And Meghan Markle, she was his closest companion for years before she met Harry. Not just a member he happened to know, his personal friend, his travel companion, his constant plus one. Sources say Marcus had keys to Meghan's Toronto apartment. They vacationed together on yachts. He was photographed with her at fashion weeks, film premieres, and private parties. He introduced her to designers, got her into rooms she couldn't access alone, made sure she was photographed with the right people at the right events. And here's what allegedly made Harry's blood run cold when he finally connected the dots. Marcus Anderson was connected to the woman who set up Harry and Meghan's so-called blind date. Let that sink in. The official story? Random introduction by a mutual friend. Pure chance. Organic romance. Destiny. The reality? The mutual friend was Violet von Westenholz, a PR executive who was also a Soho House member, in Marcus's circle, part of the same elite network. So Meghan's closest friend, who controlled access to royalty and billionaires through Soho House, just happened to be connected to the person who introduced her to a literal prince? And it gets even messier. Let's talk about the 6 months before Meghan allegedly met Harry by chance in July 2016, January through June 2016. Meghan was supposedly filming Suits in Toronto, her home base, where she lived and worked, but court documents and social media posts tell a different story. She was in London multiple times during those months. Not for work, not for auditions, for personal travel. She attended Soho House events in London, the exact same locations Prince Harry was known to frequent. She posted about being in the city on Instagram. She was photographed at parties where royals and aristocrats networked. And then in July, Violet von Westenholz, the Soho House-connected PR executive, suddenly decided to set them up on a blind date. Think about that timeline. 6 months of being in Harry's city, in his social spaces, at events in his circles, and then a random introduction by someone in the same network. Body language experts who analyzed Meghan's early interviews about meeting Harry noted something interesting. When she described the blind date setup, her eye movements and speech patterns suggested rehearsed answers rather than spontaneous recollection. But wait until you hear what their early secret dates looked like, because this is where the narrative control becomes obvious. Harry and Meghan's early relationship was supposedly top secret, hidden from the world, private and protected, except somehow paparazzi got tipped off at exactly the right moments to capture exactly the right images to build exactly the right narrative. Cozy dinner in London, photographed from the perfect angle. Romantic walk in Toronto, camera crew just happened to be there. Weekend getaway to Botswana, perfectly timed photo that made international news. And here's what's really interesting. The PR teams managing those stories and controlling that narrative, sources say they all had connections back to the Soho House network. Nothing was spontaneous, everything was allegedly choreographed. Every cozy photo, every royal romance headline, every modern Cinderella story that appeared in the press. According to reports, this wasn't organic coverage. This was strategic media management designed to build public support for their relationship before the palace could interfere. And Harry allegedly had no idea any of this was happening behind the scenes. He thought the world was falling in love with their authentic romance. Sources claim it was actually falling in love with a carefully constructed narrative. But here's where things get really uncomfortable. May 19th, 2018, the royal wedding. The world watched a fairy tale. But when Harry allegedly reviewed that guest list years later with fresh eyes, he saw something that reportedly devastated him. Nearly half of Meghan's guests weren't Suits cast members. They weren't childhood friends from California. They weren't family. They were Soho House executives, directors, and global power players. Marcus Anderson himself, front row, prime seating, more prominent placement than some of Meghan's own family members. Soho House founder Nick Jones, there. Multiple consultants, membership directors, and network insiders, all present. Compare that to Kate Middleton's wedding guest list. Her guests were university friends she'd known for decades. Childhood schoolmates, long-term family friends, Meghan's wedding looked less like a celebration of personal relationships and more like a Soho House networking summit with a prince attached. And insiders claim that during the reception, Meghan spent significant time talking to these power players, making introductions between them and royal family members, building bridges, expanding her network's access to British high society. One palace source reportedly described it as watching someone work the room at their own wedding reception like it was a business conference. Brutal. At the time, Harry thought he was celebrating love. Looking back, sources say he wondered if he was witnessing a transaction. But the money trail? That's where this gets absolutely insane. Let's talk numbers. Meghan was making $450,000 per season on suits, before taxes and fees, but she was living a lifestyle that cost $300,000 to $500,000 annually just in travel and memberships, before designer clothes, before everything else. Where was the money coming from? Financial investigators found brand partnerships and payments from Soho House-connected entities. Designers covered her travel. Properties comped accommodations. Brands provided wardrobes. The lifestyle wasn't being earned. Sources claim it was being funded by the network that led her to Harry. And Harry allegedly discovered this years into their marriage. And it gets worse. William told Harry to slow down with Meghan. The media called it jealousy, but sources claim William's security team found something alarming. The Soho House connections, Marcus Anderson, the suspicious blind date, the lifestyle that didn't match her income. William allegedly told Harry, "This isn't romance. This is strategy. You're marrying into a network." Harry didn't listen. He cut off his brother over it. Body language experts noted William's tight expressions at the wedding, deep concern masked by composure. That warning allegedly haunts Harry every day, because now he knows the truth. Sources say one question torments Harry. Was any of it real? After they left, Meghan built an empire. $75 million Netflix, $25 million Spotify, global partnerships, and everyone in her inner circle. Sources claim they all trace back to Soho House. Her advisors, PR team, business partners, production executives, body language experts note Harry shows signs of exhaustion and someone questioning their reality. When did love become strategy? Let that sink in. Here's what's chilling. Even after everything Harry's allegedly discovered, the network is still there. Marcus Anderson, still photographed with Meghan, still in her inner circle. Her PR team, same firms from before Harry. And Harry's reportedly powerless. If he speaks out, he looks paranoid. If he leaves, he loses his children. He's trapped in a life sources say was designed for him, not chosen by him. Body language experts note disconnected couple patterns. He positions away from her. Smiles don't reach his eyes. Devastating, connect everything. A Soho House bag years before they met. A lifestyle she couldn't afford. Marcus Anderson as her closest friend. A blind date by someone in the network. Her and Harry's circles months before they randomly met. A wedding full of Soho House executives. William's ignored warning. The same network still surrounding her. See the pattern? Harry thought he was choosing love. Sources claim he was being chosen. The question that haunts him, was he ever anything more than the ultimate connection? That navy blue bag was the first clue hiding in plain sight. So here's what actually happened. Prince Harry fell in love with a woman who came from a world of strategic networking and calculated connections that he never fully understood until it was too late. That bag he noticed in old photographs wasn't just a fashion accessory, it was a key to understanding that his fairy tale was allegedly built on foundations of social strategy rather than pure chance. Marcus Anderson wasn't just a friend. Sources claim he was the architect of a pathway that led directly to the British throne. The blind date wasn't random. The romance wasn't organic. The wedding wasn't just about love. And Meghan, insiders say she wasn't just lucky, she was allegedly strategic, connected, and positioned by a network that saw an opportunity and reportedly took it. The saddest part? Harry can't unknow what he's allegedly discovered. He can't unsee the patterns. He can't unfeel the doubt. He's reportedly trapped in a life that he increasingly suspects was designed for him rather than chosen with him. And whether it was destiny or design, love or strategy, authentic or orchestrated, he'll never really know for sure. That uncertainty, sources say it's the worst part of all. So, GossipSlice fam, there you have it. Prince Harry allegedly discovering that the navy blue Soho House bag in old photos was the first clue to a network that orchestrated his entire relationship. Real talk. Do you think Meghan calculated this from day one? Or do you think Harry's being paranoid and seeing patterns that aren't there? Drop a skull emoji in the comments if you think this was strategy from the beginning. Drop a gimmacking face emoji if you think Harry's reaching and it was genuine love. And if you think William tried to warn him and Harry should have listened, drop a red flag emoji in the comments right now. Like this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you never miss when we expose the truth about celebrity relationships and elite networks. This is GossipSlice, where we serve the truth one slice at a time. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.